Hello, thank you for watching Youhadoptions. This episode I had Zeta. I'm joined Danny right now. You have an album out.
Yeah, we just got this album called Todo Bailarlo.
Okay. Where can people get it?
Everywhere.
Okay.
They can get it through skeletallighting.com.
Hell yeah. Follow at Join Zeta. Follow at youhadoptions. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff.
Support.
Thanks for joining me, fellas. Catch them on tour right now. Find their dates at Join Zeta.
JoinZeta.com.
Right on. Thank you.
That means you have to stop TikToking.
You can keep TikToking.
Okay.
Zeta, thanks for joining me in studio.
Lovely to be here.
Check.
Do y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah,
my name is Danny.
and I'm Juanchi.
And I'm Antonio.
I'm Michael. Yeah. Oh, you guys played at the Firehouse last night in Birmingham? How was that?
It was fire.
Cool. Yeah.
Come on now.
I think we've played there this was a third time.
Yeah.
And I really like it this time around. I think just having friendly faces that we already know.
Yeah.
It always makes it very welcoming. And it was good. I liked it.
Nice. Yeah. I wish I could have made it. I came super late.
It's okay. You were in a cool show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of wish we were there where you were a little bit. I mean, you got to see Black Midi.
Black Midi? It was sick.
That's really cool.
Yeah. What? So you guys just started this tour, right? How many shows are you in?
Technically, we normally do a big chunk for tours, like big legs, and we decided this year for the first time separating a big leg into 3 parts.
Okay.
So we did, in July we did 10 dates, and then August we did 11 dates, and September is 16th dates, and that's it. So for this leg, for the September one, this is
like 4 days in.
5
days in.
5 days.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So y'all have like normal jobs. Kind of.
Normal is difficult in this team.
Alternative jobs.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to have. It's quite hard to procure a normal
job.
Yeah. You know, because I think that pretty much all of us here have committed and decided that the
rock and roll sketch
of playing this is kind of what brings us the most kind of peace and joy.
For sure.
So we kind of work around that. So we do all sorts of stuff. Danny's a chef. He's worked food industry for a long time. I work at home for a pedal company. Juanchi does full-time booking. He's always like just dealing with the trials and tribulations of what it is to actually have a tour happen. So that's the job of like 3 people. So, so we all a lot of the session work, drums, so we all kind of we work around it to make it flow in the way that it should.
Yeah, because
he just said it just like that.
Yeah, you kind of. I think when you pursue music as a career,
Yeah.
you kind of like have to configure all of the other aspects of your life around it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you won't do other stuff. It's just doing stuff that will allow you the right time to dedicate to music. And
For sure.
I've been trying to do it as a full-time job. I don't really book any other bands. I help some friends, but
Yeah.
it's mostly just doing this, the Zeta thing.
Yeah.
I moved to Charlotte like a year ago, and I think one of the benefits of moving was being able to afford a less expensive life.
Yeah.
Charlotte versus South Florida, and being able to just dedicate myself to creating content, booking, and doing all sorts of like band related things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's weird because you also have to like, in terms of like relationships of like dating somebody or getting married or whatever, having a partner that understands like the lifestyle too. That's on board.
Oh yeah. I am lucky to be with someone that is also a musician.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think we get each other very well, and we support each other in all of the just all of the mindset for being a musician, and and all the tribulations that you go through psychologically.
Right. Yeah.
It's weird because it's both defining a work ethic for your project, which is something that it's completely personal. Like there's not really a book that says like you should do this or that.
Yeah.
Or at least not that I know.
Still looking for it.
So it's kind of like you define a work ethic. For instance, I have my schedules, I try to take it very seriously like that. I have a little space in the house that it's just for working.
Yeah.
So that I actually, prepare myself and go and do work from time to time. But it's also the other side of that is opening up a shell that was never open before. We're a band that grew in the DIY and punk ethos. So it's been like just like maybe questioning myself all the time, like, should I be doing this? Should this be a work, like a job? This shouldn't be a job, or like just like.
What do you mean, like?
Well, I think there's punk rock trauma.
Oh yeah, for
so
sure.
In making it a career feels like a little bit like leaving the DIY.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Although at the same time, it's more do it yourself than it ever was.
Yeah.
It's just taking different avenues,
right,
to make it happen.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird life because, like you're saying, you have like expenses, like a van. You got to put fucking gas in the van.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, props are like, exposure or whatever doesn't fill up the van. So I understand what you're saying, where it's like, you got to kind of draw a line. I don't know. It's weird because with art,
I don't know, man. We eat exposure all the time.
Oh yeah, exactly.
We fill the tank. We put some exposure in there, and it runs.
Convert it.
It runs.
Convert it.
No, it doesn't.
You got the exposure converter in the van.
Yeah.
It's weird. But Zeta's been. How long has Zeta been a thing?
Well, next year we're gonna turn 20 years.
What?
Yeah.
20 years.
20 years
Yeah.
in February.
Danny and me are the only original members up to this point because we went through a big process of immigration, and we kind of like lived partially in many countries before coming to this one, and the band kind of like shed their skin while we were moving. Some people were like moving to Europe, others like stayed, and we came here, so we kind of had to reinvent ourselves. But it's cool because it opened the band into a more like a collective type of thing. Although the core of the band, it's these 4 members. It's Antonio, Eduardo on the drums, Danny, and me. And so and we work really cool, and that core will never change. But then some people will come in and go, some other musicians, which makes it very fun.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think like it seems like it's more of a like you're saying, a collective instead of just like a rigid.
Through my time playing with them, I've heard all sorts of stories. Sometimes people from South America will come to the shows. Like they'll find Zeta through this cosmic thing. It's like, I saw you played in my house in Peru, and it was just the 2 of you. Juanchi was on bass and screaming, and Danny was on the drums. There's a lot of people that know this band in different forms, and it's truly a collective in that sense. There's like this mass of people that have been involved just in one way or another, just because they believe in the art, And I think that's something very unique to this group.
Let's say we always been very committed to make the music sound. So always the migration has been like a situation, you know, and through the years, like many a times we have to like go to a place and some of the musicians they didn't make it, so we're like, oh wow, okay, so I hop in the drums and you play bass and you play guitar, and let's just do it. You know, we just gotta do it.
I like even something as simple as just like y'all's Instagram handle, Join Zeta. It's like a thing. Like I love it. So,
I think in that regard, change is a huge thing for us. It's and embracing change. It's like kind of like our motto. We released an album called Todo Bailarlo, which means dance through everything, or dance at all, or
shake it off.
Exactly. And essentially we're trying to honor, especially seeing it from the eyes of Latino immigrants. We're trying to honor that feeling of coping with difficult situations, like going away from your house or leaving friends in other places and stuff like that. But keep on dancing, keep on moving, So that's our last album talks about that. I think every album, it's kind of like a huge effort of expressing our identity. I think that also migrating gave it that push, that need of like, here's what I am all about, and this is what I can bring to this community or whatever. That's kind of like our thing. So adapting.
So you two, how long have y'all been living in America, I guess? When did y'all?
Like 5 years?
Since 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we came to tour for a second time, and things were really, really weird back home, and our families were like, you should look for a different place to live, right? And so
just like a different country entirely,
And so we tried Colombia, we tried Mexico, Danny tried Argentina for like 8 months. And then we came here, and a friend suggested going to an immigration lawyer. They were like, the first consultation. It's completely free. Like, do it, no pressure. And so we went there, and they painted us this like beautiful outcome. They're like,
it's gonna.
In a year, you guys will be residents with your career and the years that you have.
Yeah.
But there's so many tiny moving parts to things, and I don't want to like talk for an hour about just that process.
Hey,
but anyway, the year is 2022, and we're still going through that process. So it's taking forever. Yeah. Of being a resident, of having a resident status, not even really a citizenship.
Okay.
Just to be able to be here, you know, and so it's during that time we've been just touring the U.S.
Yeah.
We used to move all the time. We were pretty much just jumping from one city to another, and living in those cities for a month or two, and meeting musicians and crazy things that are cool, that are like used to be the things that defined us.
Yeah.
But these last years it's been just US. Luckily, the United States are very big, and every state feels kind of like its own country.
Its own thing, yeah.
So that's been really cool, trying to discover the US through the music.
Yeah.
I think we've visited like 40 states.
Damn.
Or I think it's gonna be 40 states in this tour, because we're going to Delaware. Never play there.
Been to Delaware. Yeah. Is there a state or a city where you guys had like preconceived like thoughts of like, oh, this is gonna be a shitty place, but then it turns into like, oh, this is a great place?
Many times. Surprises are like a thing. Like sometimes you think, nobody's gonna show up to the show. Like, we're gonna just play here for 3 people, and you get surprised.
Yeah.
You know, some other times you're expecting like, oh, I'm gonna see all the friends that I made before pandemic, and then you go there and nobody lives there. Like, some other people just don't play anymore, or the power couple that hold it together break up, or
break up the family. Yeah.
The normal.
It's pretty unpredictable.
The normal DIY community struggle, I think.
Yeah. But every place has its charms too, you know? And especially like, you know, in the context of like being there to play music, I think that you can appreciate a place in a very raw or pure state, because you see like the ecosystem of the people of that place, you know.
For sure.
And that always gives you a very insightful look at what these places are, and that always gives us hope, because there's always cool people everywhere.
Yeah.
So you really get to see like all these preconceived notions that I had about that this has to be a certain way, like they get kind of blown out, because you realize that, you know, everything is way bigger, and that there's beautiful people with kind souls that just want to experience and share art everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
like you, Michael.
Stop it, Danny. Stop it. Oh man, no. Danny, I love your outfit. Can we talk about your outfit?
Well,
are you? Sorry. Go on.
Who are you wearing?
Who are you wearing? Head to toe. How much was his outfit?
I feel
15.
I feel like I always been like very passionate about the black color. For years, I always like wear black color, but lately, you know, I've been like feeling the colors a lot.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know. Do you know the term peacocking?
No.
It's you know, like a peacock
the
spreads
peacock
and it's like I'm here.
Yeah.
Look at me.
You know, like, the peacocks that live behind Marshall's house and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's
they
like
have the beautiful feathers.
look at me.
Nice. Okay.
Look at my beautiful colors.
Yeah, you know, it's like it's very interesting, because emotionally I would say has been like the harder years of my life.
Yeah.
So definitely it's looking for a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
I gotta say, always Danny has been really good with like clothing and contrasting, like just clothes and accessories and stuff like that. I think he's really good at all
Thank
that
you,
part.
Archie. Yeah, also like the music in the album and what we are promoting, I think it's like very empowering of the loudness that we have as a Latino culture, you know. So bringing like this music, you know, and the whole like palette that we're wearing and using for the record, you know, which is like these like plain basic colors.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of like vibing with it, and since, you know, allows me to create like these outfits that are like everyday, you know, like uniform.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the uniform for this job. So, you know, I just have all these like plain color stuff. It's perfect for touring. You know, you don't have to worry about how to dress.
Yeah.
You just got it there like every day. You know, you just like clean tee.
I love it.
You know.
Have you guys like ever, I don't know, tried to
I'll say
make like
summer. It's summer, you know, because, you know, when some other times, you know, we always like pretty like enjoy like how we're gonna like dress for the tours and the music and the sets that we're gonna play. Then we gotta like, you know, like curate this whole vibe for the shows. So for these two, we were like, damn, it's gonna be hot. We're gonna play this and so like that. So we've been working like this like color theme for a while.
Okay.
So when I saw like, oh wow, it's like so hot. For me, it was like, well, I'm gonna like take like that spot of like basketball player kind of thing.
I can see it. Yeah.
I don't know if in the background you'll hear this train.
Big ass train. Yeah.
But yeah, it has been like very like comfortable.
Train's trying to dim Danny. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's like you ran past your time. Like you talked to
the playoff music.
F sharp.
Do y'all so living in different parts? Well, I guess three of y'all live in South Florida still, and then in Charlotte. Like, is it difficult, like practicing or getting ready for y'all set for tours?
I definitely miss practicing more.
Yeah. Like full band.
Yeah. Also because it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's like you go to the rehearse and then there's a whole new life after. But I think it has its cool things too. Like every time we get together, it's like it's very exciting.
It's more special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more planned.
Yeah.
You know, and
intentional.
Yeah.
It's way more intentional.
It's also a cool excuse to make the tour happen.
Yeah.
And to try to organize more things, and it's cool.
Yeah, I would say like being pretty organized has been like very like useful for these days.
Yeah.
When we're not in the same place.
Yeah.
So
we've also had to come up with our own workarounds to like how do we even rehearse, like not being in the same place. And you know, we've done certain things. At least the last two tours, we had Eduardo record all the drums for our set. You know, because we'll have a certain pool of songs that we'll try to play on different tours, kind of like spice it up. These guys have been making music for super
years,
long, so there's just so many songs,
yeah.
And you know, every couple of years it's like, oh yeah, it's the 10th anniversary of this, or like, you know, so it's like
every couple of years, oh yeah, it's the 10th anniversary of this.
Yeah, so then it's like, okay, well, we gotta brush it off, and you know, especially in those contexts, you like kind of breathe new life into old music, and you. And seeing how those songs change and grow over time, you know, that's been something interesting that I get to see these guys kind of like have those light bulb moments. It's like, this song is still good, you know, but now it's even better, like, because it's through the lens of now, you know. Yeah. I don't know. But, you know, recording the stuff, like everyone kind of like records their part, and we can kind of like objectively hear the set, even though we're not there. But it almost causes you to be a little bit more surgical maybe about your decisions and like what you're going to do. You kind of have a bit more of a plan that way, I think. So that's been how we practice.
Nice.
It's essentially like making a pre-production of the live set.
Yeah.
But it's cool because we get to work in every song and then put together different set scenarios. Because we try to just not stop. We like, as soon as the show starts, we're not trying to.
You're going. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of have like certain interludes or little bridges here and there.
Songs are always changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
The songs are like
15.
It's live
organisms. It's a living, breathing thing.
They're always changing.
Yeah.
You think that you're playing the songs, but the songs are playing you.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Just got rocked. That was deep. That was good. I like that.
So that's what they sound different.
Yeah.
Because you're not always the same. So you play it different, even when you think that you're playing the same.
Yeah.
It sounds different.
Wow.
And the song suffered the consequences.
So do you guys think about like the 20 year we got to do something big? We got to get the tour bus. We were talking about tour vehicles before.
It feels like, wow, it's 20 years. I mean, what you do when you know?
We rent a bus
just
to see what it feels like. Like, let's get a bus. One day only. One show.
20 years.
Pick the show you want a bus to.
Yeah. I'll get a CDL license and I'll drive y'all. Yeah. I'll get my trucker license.
Sick.
I think for the 20th year, we just want to celebrate, and try to take that joy to many places. We're going to the South by Southwest next year, and
nice.
Another festival that I don't know that we can.
You don't have. You can tell me off when we stop recording. You can tell me.
But yeah, we're planning some cool stops in the run, and it's also just exciting. It's crazy. It's like 20 years. I never thought we were gonna get to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, like when I say like, wow, one day, when you imagine like having like 20 years with a band,
It's a long time.
You're like,
yeah.
Wow.
It's a long time.
I remember when I dropped college and I said to my folks, like, if I'm like 30 or something, I'm not gonna keep on doing this.
Nah.
I'm turning 35 this year. It's like I was totally lying.
It's crazy to think. For example, I'm 32 years old. When we started the band, I was 12-year-old kids. Yeah. Kids. So it's kind of scary to think like, okay, who am I in? Without this whole thing.
It's like
of the music and the band and the stuff. Like, well,
it's
crazy.
It's like you'd be like losing like some of your identity.
Yeah. Like I grew up with it. Like around it, surrounded.
Like more about that than any other thing.
Yeah.
Like through the school.
What else have you been doing for 20 years? Yeah.
Like the whole, like everything. It's like a family thing. It's like,
yeah. Whenever, so y'all were talking about like moving around, like living in Argentina and different South America places. Was there ever a point where y'all were like, I don't know if we can do this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So many times. It was so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And like touring in South America, in between countries and inside every country, it's not as simple as just go and rent a band and like.
Yeah.
I've heard stories of these guys getting dropped off like off a bus in Argentina, and it's like, oh yeah, the place that you're gonna play is just a couple blocks this way, and having to like walk miles with gear, like that just sounds like a fever dream to me.
It's Argentinian blocks. They're longer. Yeah.
Apparently.
Everybody there will say like, oh, it's only like very like Italian. It's only like
over there.
2-3 blocks. It's nothing. You walk for like 2 hours, and you're like, yes.
Yeah, but
It's fun.
It's fine. Everything's
At
fine.
the same time, I gotta say, the first time we went to Argentina, and every time we went, the music, the passion was just something crazy out of the world, and you stop and think like, these people have to go through hell to make it work, just to play a house show.
Yeah.
And they do it, and they play the most amazing music, and that's it. They're not expecting to make it big.
Right.
They don't need that expectation to make the music.
yeah,
Which is like, wow, it's like,
that it's so common in the the South American reality.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I like to
interesting.
think it was like a nice training.
Yeah, definitely
all of that traveling,
Yeah.
all of those shows, everything that we did before.
is like character building, like
100%. Yeah.
giving you like, I don't know, toughness or grit or whatever of
And yeah, I think like also just having the experience of playing with every type of gear, every type
that's
of
right.
show.
For example, here, a tough night, we played X city,
Right, yeah.
Star, like snowing. We don't have a place to stay. We're in the band. We sleep in the band.
yeah.
Snowstorm. But we're in the band. And we're here like, and Tony's like, oh my God, bro, and we're like, oh, we're in the band, we're still in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, we probably were like in Argentina.
Sleeping in a terminal.
Yeah.
Just waiting for a train or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two people has, stay up, taking
Awake,
care of the
yeah.
other people,
Yeah,
on the
watching
gear.
and
And
yeah. It's tough, yeah. Do you feel like bringing in like newer people, it like kind of recharges y'all or like gives you a new breath or something?
Well, it's funny because sometimes we just sound like old people telling these stories to Tony,
Let me tell you about 2005.
And we're like, bro, one time, and he's like, here we go again,
These grandpas over here.
Yeah, there's literally nothing that they haven't already like been through. So
Experience,
it's,
No. You
Like,
see
oh, you
already,
have
he's
it hard?
exaggerated
You have it
like, right now. There's nothing they haven't like gone
But it's
through.
true. Oh, dude. Y'all,
We just haven't been through a lot because it's 20 years.
When people say,
It's
oh,
20
it's,
years.
it's very hard being a vegan and being on tour, we always think of like, try that in South America. You be eating bread.
just potatoes.
for months.
Yeah, potatoes and ketchup.
Bread, potatoes and ketchup a lot.
Yeah.
Colombia,
White rice
you can make
only.
you can cross a whole Colombia just eating potato.
Yeah.
You're gonna have potato like everywhere. You can find potato everywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Everywhere.
Over there. They have bags of like not just like fried,
and fruits and a lot
but
of
like
fruits.
steamed potatoes,
Everywhere.
stuff
That's
like
amazing. That's cool. You can find
with
fruits
salt.
easy and nuts. Oh, you can do it. You just need to.
You gotta think. It's like talking about the set earlier. You gotta plan it.
You gotta plan it. You gotta what
figure
I
it out.
mean. It's like nuts.
Yeah.
It's fruits.
How long have y'all two been vegan?
I don't know, like 10-ish
Yeah.
years, 11.
Yeah.
I don't know. Damn.
What's your favorite vegan dish? Like
The
if you're
one-
at your house and you're like, oh, I'm
Like for
I'm gonna treat
cooking,
myself.
honestly, wow, a lot. I grew up in the Arabian Lebanese culture,
Oh, okay.
and we have so many like vegetables
Yeah.
and plates made out of vegetables. So that was pretty cool. But in general, yeah, I love the mix of the sweet and the tangy and spicy and fruity. So yeah, I really have so much fun in the kitchen. It's hard to have like a favorite meal, but definitely it's gonna be like yeah, I don't know, Middle Eastern, but also Asian, but also
Middle Eastern. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything, a fusion.
Yeah. I'm kind of an addict to pizza, honestly.
Oh man, wow.
But I've been trying to have it like once or twice a tour because it's just too good.
Like cauliflower pizza.
Whatever pizza, I love pizza.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. Like,
But I
yeah,
know
like
that
what,
the
like
flour
what?
crust,
How can I have this like pizza every day?
Yeah.
But if I had to say a favorite dish from Danny, it's definitely all of the Middle Eastern food.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good at that.
Like, what's your favorite Middle Eastern thing?
Shawarma king.
Shawarma?
Falafel king.
Tabbouleh. Oh my
Tabbouleh,
God, yeah.
After we have this meal made out of raw meat. It's raw meat. It's called kibe. But like I was saying, is that yeah, it's like this like plate that yeah, when we stopped eating meat, it was like, you know, plenty of times like the family will do it like, yeah, because it's like something special. Oh no, I'm not doing this anymore. They're like, for real? Like, not even this? And you're like, yeah, not even that. So it was years, like 10 years later, where it took me to come out with a like sitting one day and like, how can we make this? How can I do this? How can I bring this back? And I found a way to make a vegan kibanaya. And I know that Juanchi, that's one of like his favorite.
Yeah. It's even better vegan because it's not like eating raw meat. It's terrible for
not
your
good for you.
Digestion. But the vegan version of it, it's great.
What is it, like tempeh? Or like what's the meat substitute?
Well, you use tomatoes.
Okay.
And you use you can go like, sometimes I pick like a couple of different like meat substitutes to create like more like made out of like seitan or like create a texture. But definitely that's a plate that the whole flavor comes straight out of the spices that you use. Yeah. And the little vegetables, because it has like these like peppers and these greens that make like a whole. Yeah, it has like mint and parsley. It's very interesting. It's called kibanaya.
Kibanaya.
Yeah.
Okay. Have to look it up.
Yeah. But yeah, in general, like food is a whole trip.
He does this like sushi sandwich type of thing.
Oh yeah, the onigirasu. I don't know if you have seen those. Like sushi sandwiches.
I've seen the sushi burrito.
That's so delicious. So delicious.
Yeah. Food. The food can be so much fun when you just like have to rediscover yourself and refine you. You know, like everything that you built. Like like everything that you've been eating like forever. Realize that there's a way to like find something like, I won't say the same, but similar, that probably you will like even better, because you know it's not also how it tastes, but also how it makes you feel. Yeah. And that's the part that you can only experiment it when you do it.
Yeah. Damn, you've had like these, in this conversation, you've had like these deep thoughts, like just based off like food.
Them boys just pineal gland.
Them boys is hungry.
The third eye, yeah. You guys are gonna go. Are you guys gonna go to Slutty Vegan here?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think we have. Yeah. I mean,
whatever the Moxie Meat guys pick.
Should we?
Slutty Vegan's good. I liked it. I'm not vegan, and I liked it.
Well,
that says a lot.
So when you're gonna turn into, you know, like this like magic adventure of like taking the meat out of your plate?
I don't know. I'm not good with planning stuff.
It's like
I'm
restoring from it's like a different blooming, like a new blooming in your life.
Shedding my meat skin.
Imagine like I've been eating this forever, and then you're like, wow.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Like you will like find yourself in a whole different way with different plates.
Yeah.
With different like. I never imagined that you could do this out of an eggplant.
Oh yeah.
Of a piece of tofu. Tofu's good.
Oh shit. Cool. Yeah. I mean, we've done a full conversation here. I feel like.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any closing words you want to say?
Well, it's always good to remind that drinking water is good. I need to drink more water. And you know already.
I think I'll say
Don't eat the homies.
something that we can take out of our experience with the music thing.
Yeah.
There's no really rules or a time frame for things to be good or bad or successful. Like sometimes it's like us, you have 20 years and then all of a sudden you're touring and doing the thing. Sometimes it just takes 1 year, but you definitely have to put yourself out there and try to never measure your success through other people's.
It's tough.
That's a good one.
I think that's a good related to the music thing that we can say.
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about or ask y'all about that. Like, since living in Latin America compared to living in America now, do you think is there a big difference between? I think that it's like a big American thing of like, oh, success, we got to do this thing and that thing.
Yeah, I think we're playing the capitalist game no matter what.
Yeah.
Even the more idealistic people, there's no way of fully escaping capitalism.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a different game. In Latin America, it's more a passion thing.
Yeah.
We were also, in a way, privileged because we were able to go back to our home, and if things would like get super bad, we had that card of like, well, I guess I'm like, hello, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here we don't have that card. It's just us, and so in that regard, it's been different. But there's some similarities. The people involved in this type of music,
Yeah.
it's always like-minded, nice people that are interested in different alternative of navigating life and coexisting. And it's kind of like the same heart,
Yeah.
There's some other names and just tiny bit of difference in the struggle, but it's the same. It's pretty much, just coping with stuff and creating beautiful art.
Yeah. Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Do the thing that makes you feel the most like yourself.
That's good.
That's all.
I like that.
It's yours. It's yours.
It's a good closing point, I think. Zeta, you had options, but you decided to talk to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.